At Vibrant's Academy of Creative Arts, we take your vision where the birds fly. Experience the thrill of the cinematic sweep, the precision of the overhead shot, and the raw power of perspective. From mastering flight physics to capturing the perfect golden hour from 1,000 feet up, become the pilot of your own narrative. Vibrant's Academy Drone Department. Change your point of view.
The classroom lay in the long shadow of late afternoon. Rows of empty desks faced the chalkboard, their surfaces scuffed and scarred by years of restless hands. The faint smell of dry erase markers lingered in the still air, mingling with the dust that floated through the sunbeams slanting through the windows. At the front of the room, a forgotten pencil rested on the teacher's desk, its yellow length catching the light like a sliver of abandoned gold. The boy stood at the window, his reflection ghosted against the glass, a transparent double that mimicked his stillness with perfect fidelity. Beyond that reflection, beyond the glass, the courtyard spread toward the tree line that marked the edge of school property. A rectangle of asphalt, a single oak tree, its leaves the brown of late autumn, and beneath the oak, a swing set. The swings moved, not the gentle sway of a recent departure, not the diminishing arc of a child's abandoned play. They swung violently, each seat rising on its chains to impossible heights before plummeting back toward the earth. The rhythm was chaotic, asynchronous, as if multiple bodies occupied the seats and drove them with desperate, pumping legs. The chains shrieked against their moorings, a high metallic cry that should have carried across the courtyard, through the glass, to the boy's ears. But the glass held only silence. The swings continued their frantic motion, and the air in the courtyard remained perfectly still. The boy's hand rose to the window frame. His fingers found the cool metal of the sill and rested there, the only movement in a body otherwise frozen. His breath fogged the glass in small, rhythmic pulses, the only evidence that time continued to pass. A ball entered the frame of the window. It emerged from behind the oak tree, arcing through the air as if launched from a foot. A playground ball, the kind with the mottled surface, red and blue and white swirling together in a pattern designed for visibility. It soared across the courtyard, its trajectory impossibly high, impossibly long, and bounced once on the asphalt. The bounce was wrong. The ball struck the pavement and rebounded at an angle that defied physics, as if redirected by a knee, a chest, a foot that was not there. It bounced again, and again, each impact producing a rhythm that matched nothing, that followed no visible agent, that suggested the presence of players engaged in some frantic, invisible game. The swings continued their violent arc. The ball continued its impossible path, and the boy watched, his hand still pressed against the window frame, his reflection staring back at him with empty eyes. The air in the classroom shifted. The temperature dropped, not gradually but instantly, as if a door had opened onto a winter that did not exist. The boy's breath fogged thicker against the glass, and his skin rose in gooseflesh beneath his sleeves. The smell of dust and markers vanished, replaced by something else, something cold and old and faintly sweet, like the air in a basement that had been sealed for decades. On the asphalt below, The ball stopped. It lay motionless near the base of the swing set, its bright colors suddenly dull, as if the light had been drained from them. The swings continued. The chains shrieked their silent shriek. And between the swings, where the seats rose and fell in their desperate rhythm, shapes began to form. Not shapes that could be seen directly. Shapes that existed at the edge of vision, in the peripheral space where the eye could not quite focus. They were there and not there, suggestions of bodies that occupied the swinging seats, that pumped invisible legs, that laughed laughter that made no sound. They flickered in and out of existence with each pass of the seats, more present in the upswing, less present in the down, as if the motion itself generated their brief materialization. The boy's hand moved from the window frame to the lock. His fingers found the metal tab and turned it. The click was loud in the silent room, a finality that echoed off the desks, the chalkboard, the empty spaces where students should have been. Below, the ball began to move again, not bouncing this time, rolling, a slow, deliberate path across the asphalt, as if pushed by an invisible foot, as if guided by an invisible hand. It rolled toward the school building, toward the wall, directly beneath the boy's window. It stopped at the base of the brick and lay still, waiting. The swings reached their apex and held there. The seats hung motionless at the height of their arc, chains stretched taut, as if the invisible riders had paused at the peak of their ascent to look toward the window, toward the boy. His fingers found the lock again. They turned it back. The click repeated, softer now, less certain. His hand dropped to his side. His feet remained rooted to the floor. His reflection in the glass stared back, and for a moment, just a moment, the reflection seemed to stand a little closer to the window than he did. The boy reached for the lock once more.